Yes, several years ago now, I'd been quite poorly. I had a heart condition for a little while, and I was in hospital, and I had a fall, and my GP was already making arrangements for me to come into St Mary's for some respite care, and so they just discharged me from the hospital into respite care at St Mary's. Instead of sending me straight home. And I had about 4 weeks here recovering.
And then when you went home from St Mary's?
Yes, I was visited by the hospice nurse, and we found her a great help. She was there to answer questions, and we felt we could always ask her anything.
What sort of things did you talk about?
How we were going to cope, how we were going to manage financially, because obviously I couldn't work any longer, and she put us on to all the right agencies and generally told us sort of how to go about things, and normal nagging worries that you've got when you're ill and you're a mum and you can't fulfil your duties properly. She took it all in her stride and just sort of gave us the best advice she could, and we found it worked very well.
Can you explain what the community nurse provided for you in terms of support at home?
Well, when I went home from the hospice, I'd been looked after 24 hours a day, and now I was sort of left to the tender care of my husband, who would admit himself that he didn't know very much about these things. And the community care from the hospice, they provided a nurse to come along and to talk to us both separately, which I think was important, because Michael got his own worries, and so had I. And she helped us to apply for the right financial assistance. And she also liaised with the GP. In fact, it turned out they were friends from a long time ago, which we hadn't known before. And they just did everything within their powers to sort of set me up to sort of living as normal a life as possible. And really, it's all thanks to St Mary's that I've kept going so well since.
And what about coming here to the day hospice? How did that sort of work out?
It was suggested that I came on a Wednesday, and I came twice, I think, on Wednesdays. But it wasn't really my thing. I felt a little bit overwhelmed. And so I tried again on the Friday, which was a sort of reckoned to be a quieter day. I don't think it is quieter now, but that was a real treat. I mean, we all look forward to coming. It's it's sort of the beginning of my weekend, really.
Right. Maggie, can I just ask you, do you ever have any sort of worries or fears or anxieties about the future and what might happen? And do you feel that the hospice is able to help you if you have those sort of times?
I think the hospice has been a great deal of help, because all of us patients have times when we're low because of our diseases and illnesses. But we find that coming to the hospice, everybody understands what our problems are, and we can talk about them if we wish. We don't have to if we don't want to. But we're fairly closely monitored in a very loving way. And I think we all benefit from it. And we would, be lost without it, really, because for a lot of us it's our one day of the week when we can just be ourselves. We don't have to pretend that we aren't ill. But we don't show it either. So the hospice, yes, is a wonderful, wonderful thing. If I knew somebody was being referred to the hospice, I'd say go for it. Grab it with both hands, because it's a wonderful experience. And you can never feel too sorry for yourself when you know that there are other people around you who are just as bad, if not worse. And there's no air of gloom and doom. It's just one of those places that brings out the best in people.